I read nonfiction books for 1,500 days, and I'm here to teach you what I learned in the process. Today, I'll teach you my simple 6-step process for starting and continuing any habit of your choosing. I'll also share with you my 4 key takeaways from reading over 70 nonfiction books over the last few years. But before we get there, why did I embark on this crazy journey? I was never into reading and didn't really know where to begin, but I did know I loved being on the beginning part of the learning curve where learning is exponential. So what if I could always be learning? I learned about The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, which prescribes 6 actions to take place first thing in the morning. I won't dive into the details in this video, but the R in the Savers framework from Miracle Morning is reading. Much of our collective wealth of knowledge is in nonfiction books, so I thought that'd be a great place to start. I knew that if I could improve at something by just 1% every day over the course of a year by compounding interest, I'd actually get 37 times better at that thing. My why for reading was to strive towards learning every single day so I could be a more well-rounded, informed person who could teach and help others. So I just decided to start reading every day for just 10 minutes a day. Well, after all this time, what have I learned? Here are my 4 key takeaways. Firstly, you can do anything you want, but not everything you want. Several years ago, I would have never imagined knowing the things I do now and becoming the person that I now am. I still have a long way to go, but taking consistent small steps can get you to any destination you set for yourself. That being said, time is your most valuable resource. You can't do everything, so you have to commit to the things that you have a strong why for and a strong passion for. Secondly, you can customize your learning for fun and usefulness. I've learned countless useful facts and methodologies ranging from immunology to long-term investing that I use in my everyday life. As you continue to read and hone in on your interests, you'll naturally start gaining a breadth of knowledge in these areas. Let me know in the comments if you want a video about some of my favorite books that I read during this time. Thirdly, for all of these books, taking notes is very important. Taking notes helps you remember key details and to engage with the text in a way that you really can't otherwise. Given this fact, I don't really recommend audiobooks because information can really just come in one ear and go out the other. Having physical books is the best to make sure that you're not engaging with anything else and you can truly focus during your dedicated reading time. Lastly, after reading each book, it's very important to think through and implement the changes that you want. For instance, if you read a book about meditation like Peak Mind or health like Why We Sleep, it's alright to spend 1 or 2 sessions just reading through your notes taken from that book. It's important to make a plan to implement these changes that you want to make given this information from the book. Now that you know my why and what I learned, here is my 6-step simple method for how you can start and continue any healthy habit of your choosing. Firstly, you need to find your why. If you don't have a strong why, you won't be able to maintain any consistent action. And if you can't come up with one meaningful enough, this might not be the right path for you. The more personal and meaningful the why is, the better. Assuming you now have a strong why, the next step is to decide to do. This entails making a firm commitment to yourself that this habit is what you are striving for. I encourage you to put pen to paper and make it real however you can. The most important thing is to commit starting now, not tomorrow. Once you commit to yourself, it's now time to share your commitment with others. Informing others of your plans may sound scary, but this is a very important step and will provide further motivation for you throughout your journey. The support from others has been truly crucial for me throughout my process, so this step is 100% essential. Next, you'll need to plan for what happens when things go wrong. How are you going to navigate some of the tough scenarios that you can foresee stopping you from continuing this habit? For me, who started this in the middle of college, I needed to plan for tailgates where partying could start as early as 8 a.m. I planned for those days to wake up extra early and make sure that I completed all of my habits for myself before taking any sip of alcohol. With a team assembled and a plan in place, the next step is to make it easy for you to do this habit. Remove any barriers that would keep you from doing this every day, no matter how small they are. For instance, for me, I've always had my books prominently displayed on my desk, rather than in a drawer somewhere out of sight. You can also just simply set reminders once or more times a day, so that way you don't forget. Lastly, don't break the chain, but when, not if you do, recover quickly. I suggest tracking your habit streak in a journal or otherwise. This can be highly motivating to just check off that box every single day. Part of the planning process must include what you're going to do when you miss a day, because that's going to happen. So how are you going to bounce back with more motivation than ever? I personally haven't yet missed a day reading, but I know the day will come. I have a plan in place to reanalyze my why, think about the types of books that I'm reading, and more to make sure that I bounce back from that situation with more motivation than ever. With the above methodology of finding your why, deciding to do, recruiting support, planning ahead, making it easy and recovering quickly, you can accomplish any long-term consistency-based goal that you set for yourself. By implementing this process, I've been able to read over 70 nonfiction books over this 1,500-day journey. Time is our most valuable resource, so I really appreciate you spending some of it with me. This is an absolutely tiny channel, so a subscription, like, comment, or otherwise would truly mean the world. Click the video on screen now to continue your wellness and productivity journey. I'll see you there.